This AI agent promotes all of my new YouTube videos. I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works. But essentially it detects new videos that I post on YouTube so that I can get the maximum amount of exposure. And what it does is it generates social media posts that look like this, that work really, really well on each platform. They're contextualized for LinkedIn, they're contextualized for Twitter with multiple replies, and it also produces an entire blog post that is SEO optimized to rank. So I'm going to show you exactly how this thing works from step by step. So inside of N8N, and by the way, you're going to be able to copy this entire template and all of my prompts to use yourself inside of the AI Automation Insiders community, linked for free down below. So the first step here is 3 times a day, and you can set this whatever frequency you want. It basically checks my YouTube channel for new videos. It pulls in all of the videos that were posted in the last 6 hours. And it does that through this published after filter, and this date finds today's date and time minus 6 hours. So it finds new videos, gets the video details, and then this set field converts the time of the video into seconds. So now I can filter and make sure this is only my long videos, not my short videos, because I do not want to promote every single short. Then this step is going to check on whether that video was used already by doing a little quick database search inside of a Google Sheet. And awesome, it's a new video, so it proceeds and adds that row. The next step down here is where it gets fun. So now we have a new video that needs to get promoted. The first step is to get and analyze the transcript from that video. So to do that, we're using Amplify to grab the transcript from the video, and it outputs that transcript in a nice, clean JSON. So here we have the full transcript from that YouTube video, and this costs just pennies to run. After that, we're gonna analyze the transcript. And really the magic here is the prompts. It's one thing to be able to set up an automation like this. It's an entirely other thing to be able to use the information like this full transcript and get something actionable from it. So this transcript analyzer uses ChatGPT to go through and extract the key points, the tone, everything from that video. The tone is so important because sometimes I have a different tone when I'm making videos. Now I can actually use the exact same tone that I normally have. It's looking for specific tools, tactics, and steps described. Finally, we pass all of that into the next phase of this automation. And because this is an AI agent, let's talk about some of the tools and chat models that are attached to this. So because this is taking in a lot of context, sometimes these transcripts can get really long. You know, I do 7-hour videos, so we'll see how this handles that type of content. So the primary is a GPT-5 Mini, and then it does have a fallback, which is Claude Sonnet. In all of these AI agents, you can enable a fallback. So anytime you have big context windows, I do recommend doing that. And then we have this think node in here as well. That think node is going to make sure that it analyzes the entire transcript. And as you can see, take as long as you need to finish the analysis. Finally, that analysis is passed over to the next phase, which is actually creating some fun images. I got this idea from one of our clients, and he does these really cool like business cartoons that look like this. And they're performing really well. They're a lot of fun. Now, one of the things to look out for is sometimes the spelling can be a little funky. So you really need to tell it to avoid spelling mistakes, but it's still going to make some. In general, that's okay. So let's go back to this automation. This AI agent actually generates the prompts for those images. So again, the magic is in the prompts. It takes the title and the analysis and then runs it through this image generation prompt to essentially come out with a prompt that looks like this. A satirical editorial cartoon, bold outlines, clean and colorful, just everything that it would need to generate a really good image for me. Now, I don't want you to just copy this prompt because it's kind of my unique style. It's got this little J character in all of the cartoons. So go through and customize the image prompt for whatever you want. This one is using GPT-5 to come up with the prompt, because it's not that much context, and GPT-5 does a great job. Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually creating 2 separate images. I'm creating a square image and a landscape image. So I like to use the landscape for blogs, and I like to use the square for social media. But it's essentially working on the same prompt. So the model that I'm using here is Imagen, which is a Google image model from Fal AI. So we're doing an API call here to Fal AI to go ahead and generate that image. If you want to see what that API call looks like, it's here. We're just doing a 1:1 ratio, that's the square. Resolution, 1K. We don't want to do 2K because it can overload some of the social media platforms. And we've got a negative prompt here. Discourage using made-up words, improper spelling, and complex details. And this is what the API call looks like. Then we're going to give it a minute to generate those images, and we're going to get those images with some simple API calls that you'll be able to copy from this template. But if you're unfamiliar with doing API calls, make sure to watch my N8N full course. We run through API calls in depth. So after we have these images, it's going to split off into 2 different paths. The first is going to write and publish an article. The second is to write and publish social posts. So the first step here in write and publish social posts, I want to upload that media, the Square media specifically that I got, to Blotato. This is the platform that I'm using to post and automate all of my social media content. If you want access to Blotato, I believe 30% off. I've got a link down in the description or in my recommended tools sheet. This is the best platform for automating social media content. So it's going to upload that Square image, and then it's going to write a LinkedIn post and an entire X thread. Now, what's really cool here, by the way, we're using Claude Sonnet to do all of the writing because it's the best at copywriting. Now, the LinkedIn posts, you can actually keep a lot of what I wrote here in my prompt. This is done with a lot of research and experience in writing LinkedIn content, and it does a really good job. You just might have to customize like your content style, your audience a little bit, and some of the formatting if you don't like it. But this is a really kind of well thought out prompt that you can feel free to steal. Finally, we get this really well contextualized and formatted LinkedIn post. Now, what's really cool is this X thread generator. So one of the capabilities I have in Blotato isn't just to post an X, a Twitter, a tweet, whatever you might call them, but actually an entire thread. So if I come into this post, it's not just a single tweet, it's an entire thread. So this actually really increases click-through rate and is good for engagement. So as you can see here, we've got this initial tweet, my exact process below, and then they have to click in to see the exact process. And it's a step-by-step thing. And this AI agent with this output parser and prompt allows us to create all of those tweets. What we're looking for is the main tweet, the hook and the thread indicator, tweet 2, 3, and 4, and then finally a standalone single tweet. And then using the output parser, we're able to get them in the format that we want, which is this format here, so that we can post an entire thread, not just a single tweet. This is going to be optimized for engagement. So now that we've generated the LinkedIn post and the X post, remember to use the structured output parser to dictate the specific output format that we want, which is what we need if we want to do tweet 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very, very important. Then we use Blotato to post it across all of our social platforms. Path 1 uses that LinkedIn post, which is the Facebook and the LinkedIn. Each of these will grab the media URL that was uploaded earlier to Blotato, and then the post text. This is going to be the LinkedIn post text. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Blotato, please watch my video on how to use it, but it's really intuitive. You can just grab your account ID, and it posts directly. It's really, really easy to use. So finally, it posts on Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm going to save this for last. Then it does X, Blue Sky, and Thread. So I really want to post this everywhere. This is pretty much everything that Blotato allows me to do. I'm not going to promote this on YouTube since it's a YouTube video. So X and Blue Sky, we can both do the threads. So it'll look like this. Text 1, text 2, text 3. And this is the initial text, the initial tweet, with the media URL, which is that Square image. That's how we get it to look like this, with the image, with the initial tweet, and then each step after that. And I actually don't promote the YouTube video until the very last tweet. This way we get the most people clicking on it, and it's going to increase engagement and the performance of that tweet. So once it's done posting on every single platform, it's going to send me an email with just kind of a recap. Here's the thumbnail, the AI image, the short text promo, the LinkedIn promo, and the link to the article. And this is what that article looks like as well. It does a really, really good job here. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. This is nextwave.io. This is my AI automation agency. And here we go. We've got this image. We've got the YouTube video. This is all done through this AI agent. I didn't customize this at all. And it went ahead and it did the SEO research, put together the title, got the image. It put my YouTube video in here itself using HTML. And then we've got a nice, clean SEO optimized article that should rank on Google, and we can send people as a lead magnet and to disseminate and promote the information. And then finally, it's going to update that Google Sheet just so we can have everything databased and active. So that is how my YouTube promotion automation works. You can go ahead and import that JSON template to start using this yourself if you're part of the AI Automation Insiders. If you're not, just head over to school, go to AI-automation-insiders. It should be linked down below, and you should be able to download all of my templates directly in here. And if you're ever searching for something or want to find a template, just come into search and look for YouTube promotion, and it should pop right up. Okay, I hope that is helpful. Enjoy this automation. I know I do, and I will see you guys soon.